Good morning. Welcome to Zoom. Today we're going to begin adding and subtracting fractions. So please have your packet open in front of you to day 9. Okay, as usual, we're going to begin with an I do, and it reads Penny owns a bakery. It takes her 2 2/4 hours to bake and decorate a cake. She then spends 1 1/4 hours delivering the cake. How much time does it take Penny to bake, decorate, and deliver the cake? First thing we're going to do is we're going to begin by underlining our big question. How much time does it take Penny to bake, decorate, and deliver the cake? Okay. Go back into the question and look and see what's given. That's going to help me to answer. Go back and look into the problem. It takes her 2 2/4 hours to bake and decorate. It takes her 1 1/4 hours to deliver the cake. Okay. So remember, my job is to figure out how much time does it take for her to bake, decorate, and deliver the cake. It takes her 2 2/4 hours just to bake and decorate. It takes her another 1 1/4 hour to deliver. So I need to combine those two to figure out how much time. So the first thing I'm going to do is write down 2 2/4 plus 1 1/4. And I'll pause and let you catch up to where I am. If you need additional time, please pause your video. Okay, so I'm going to start with my fractions. I have 1/4 here, and I have 2/4 here. And I can just add the fractions because my denominators are already the same. So I know 2/4 plus 1/4 gives me 3/4. And remember, my denominator stays the same when I'm adding and subtracting fractions. They have to be the same in order for me to add and subtract. So in this particular problem, we lucked out because they are already the same. We don't have to change anything. Now, I know that 2/4 plus 1/4 gives me 3/4. It's like if I had 2 oranges plus one more oranges, then I have 3 oranges. So my denominators are the same, just like the oranges were the same. Next, I'll take my 2 wholes and add it to my 1 whole. 2 whole plus 1 whole gives me 3 wholes. So my answer would be 3 3/4 hours it would take. Go back to my big question. How much time does it take Penny to bake, decorate, and deliver? I know 2 2/4 represents baking and decorating. 1 1/4 represents delivering. When I combine the two, I get a total of 3 3/4. The answer is A. I'll pause right there and give you a chance to catch up to where I am. If you need additional time, please pause your. All right, our next problem is an I do as well. Listen as I read. Linda bought a whole pizza. She ate 1/8 of the pizza on Monday, 2/8 of the pizza on Tuesday, and 2/8 of the pizza on Wednesday. How much pizza was left after Wednesday? Okay. My big question is to figure out how much pizza was left. Okay. I know when I say left in this particular problem, it means that I'm going to do some subtracting at some point. Let's go back and see what's given. I know that she ate 1/8 of the pizza on Monday. She ate 2/8 of the pizza on Tuesday and 2/8 of the pizza on Wednesday. So I'm going to write those as an equation. I'm going to write 1/8, 2/8, and 2/8 again. So the first thing I need to do is how much total pizza did she eat? So I can figure out how much she have left. So I have to add these eights. I'll pause and let you catch up to where I am. Okay, if you need additional time, please pause your computer. All right, so I have 1/8 plus 2/8 plus 2/8. All of my denominators are the same. So my denominator, I know my answer is going to be 8. Now I just simply have to add up my numerators. 2 plus 2 plus 1 gives me 5. So 5/8 represents the amount of pizza that she ate. Let's go back to my big question. The big question says, how much pizza did she have left? Well, she started out with a whole pizza because up here, remember it says whole. Our denominator is 8. So I can draw a pizza and divide it into 8 pieces. And we'll pretend like they're equal. So that means I have 8/8. And I know 8/8 is the same thing as 1 whole. Anytime my numerator and my denominator are the same, it is equivalent to 1 whole. Okay, so I know that she ate 5/8. So she ate this piece, she ate this piece, she ate this piece, she ate this piece, and she ate that piece. So now I am left with 1/8 of the pizza here. All right, this should be an 8. This should be 1/8, and this should be 1/8. Okay, so she started out with 8/8. She ate the 5/8. So 8/8 minus 5/8 gives me 3/8. So my final answer is 3/8. Okay, so I'll go over here and I'll circle the answer choice. I'll pause right there and let you get a chance to write down what I have. If you need additional time, then please pause your computer. All right, let's go to your next question. Here are also the answers to the questions that we just did. And we'll go to your next question, which is a redo. And it reads, Katie has 3 5/8 cups of strawberries Adam has 2 3/8 cups of strawberries. How many more cups of strawberries does Katie have than Adam? I'm going to pause and I'm going to let you cue this problem. Okay, the first thing you should have done was you should have underlined your big question. How many more cups of strawberries does Katie have than Adam? Within that, you should have boxed in how many more. How many more means you're going to subtract. So you should have annotated by putting a subtraction sign to show. You should have circled 3 5/8. You also should have circled 2 3/8. So if you didn't get it, go ahead and get it. All right, so our problem says, how many more cups of strawberry does Katie have than Adam? I know Katie has 3 5/8. I know Adam has 2 3/8. Please write that down. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to deal with the fractions first. Our fraction denominators are the same, so I can just simply subtract. I can take 3/8 from 5/8, and 3/8 minus 5/8 will give me 2/8. Then I subtract 3 minus 2, and that gives me 1 whole. So 3 wholes minus 2 wholes gives me 1 whole. My answer is 1 2/8. But when I look at my answer choice, there is no answer choice that says 1 2/8. A says 1 1/4. B says 2. I know B couldn't be right because my answer is 1 whole. So B could not be right. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of B. Let's go to C. 5 1/4. No. Somebody did something wrong here. So 5 wouldn't be an answer choice. 6 more cups? No, that doesn't equal 1 2/8. So I'm going to get rid of D as well. So the only answer choice that seems to make sense is A. And let's check it and make sure that 1 1/4 is equivalent to 1 2/8. So I would take my 2/8 and use my butterfly method to see if it makes sense. So I will butterfly 4 times the 2, and it gives me 8. And 8 times the 1 gives me 8. So they're equivalent. So 1 1/4 is equivalent to 1 2/8. So my final choice would be, and I'm going to pause right there and let you get this information down. Now, another way I could have solved my 1 and 2/8, because I know 1 and 2/8 is not in its lowest form. So I could have taken the greatest common factor that they have in common. I know when I take 2, I know 1 times 2 are the only two numbers that make 2. So 2 is a prime number. I know we never use 1, so I could divide the top and the bottom by 2 of only my fractions. So my 1 whole stays the same. So I divide 2 divided by 2 gives me 1. 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. So there's my 1 and 1/4 again as well. So either way you want to do it is fine. For some of you, you like to butterfly, which is fine. Others of you, you like to find the greatest common factor, and that's fine. Either one works. All right, let's go to our next problem, which is also what we do. And it reads, Katie needs 6/8 cups of flour for a recipe. She has 1/8 cup of flour. How much more flour does Katie need? I'm going to stop right there and let you cue. Okay, you should have underlined how much more flour does she need. You should have boxed in how much more, because how much more means to subtract. It tells me that she needs 6/8 cups. It also tells me she has 1/8 cup. So I'm just simply going to take the 6/8 and write my equation, and you do the same. I'll pause right there and let you do it before I do it. Remember how much more. So you should have written 6/8 minus 1/8. And my denominators are the same, so I just simply subtract 6/8 minus 1/8 equals 5/8. So she needs 5/8 more cups. Very simple problem. The next few problems are you-dos, and they're just that. They're problems that you do, but please don't forget to put your answers in Kahoots. And make sure you put your first and last name for Kahoot, and only do Kahoots one time. Thank you guys. Have a good day, and I'll see you on